Well, hello from Flight Quest. We're getting ready to start a journey. Let's go camping. Today we're departing out of McCall Muni in Idaho. Right in the heartland of Idaho. There is mountainous terrain off to the east as we depart from this airport. Our destination is Johnson Creek. It's a grass strip nestled in a valley next to a river and a stream. We'll take a look at that. I just thought I'd do a series on some fun airports, enjoy X-plane with some VFR flying, some tailwheel capable airplanes. This is a 172 that I downloaded from X-plane forums. It has the liveries of tricycle gear as well as the tailwheel. It's a non-complex airplane, has carburetor heat, has a primer, and you have to pay particular attention when you prime the engine of this airplane, because if you over prime it, it will not start because you flooded it. If you under prime it, it will struggle to start. If you have a hot engine and you restart, be careful with your primer. I wouldn't prime it on the first attempt. Maybe have your mixture controls all the way back and then start and apply your mixtures. Well, on that note, let's go ahead and take off from McCall. We're probably going to climb up to approximately 8,500 feet to 9,500 feet. I did plug in a flight plan. I did put waypoints in, and I'm kind of following the terrain upon recommendations of some other things that I had read about flying to this airport via McCall Muni. There is an obstruction clearance chart out of Muni, but we're not going to use that. We are strictly VFR squawking 1200. Well, let's get going. I'm ready, and let's get flying. Get my view set up here. A little different in the tail wheel. This is that 172. And let's just do a quick run up here, make sure everything's looking good. Oil temp is in the green. Oil pressure looks good. We've got plenty of fuel. We probably should have some more. Altimeter is set. Let's check our magnetos. Nice drop there, that looks good. Back in. RPMs do increase again. Instruments look good. Cliff check, compass 070, heading indicator 070. Cow flaps, we don't have any. Circuit breakers are all in check. Clutter, nothing on the floor. Lights go on. Latches, windows are shut. Seat belts are latched, doors are latched. Instruments, everything's in the green. Speed indicator, all the instruments are normal for the position and the settings that we do have. Take a look at my trim here real quick. I'm just going to give myself a little bit more nose up. I am also a tailwheel certified airplane pilot and flight instructor. No big deal there. Compass lights, instruments, and flaps. Let's just go with 10 degrees flaps. Get used to using them. And gumps check. Fuel selectors on both. Mixture is rich. Probably going to lean out just a bit for the higher altitude. Felt a change there. I'm going to go in a little further. Props not required. Gas undercarriage, mixture, and props. We are ready for takeoff. Let's just grab our ATIS real quick.
Calm municipal. Wind calm. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions view at 4,000. Temperature 5. Dew point -5. Altimeter 2992.
Over to Unicom. Alright, we're ready for takeoff. Let's go ahead and swing around here, check for traffic. I believe we are clear. Do our normal calls. Call traffic. Cessna Flight Quest 40s. Departing runway, we'll be departing to the northeast. That was my first takeoff in this tailwheel airplane ever. It shows about 8 hours on the Hobbs, but that's because I was flying it in the nose drag, the nose wheel model of it, livery. Okay, takeoff looks good. Instruments are in the green. Power sounds good. Trimming for about 70. Positive rating. Flaps will come up. Now we're going to climb up a bit to altitude here as we depart straight out. Our left turn, and we will go ahead and pick up on our course outbound. I'm probably about a northerly heading. get us on course. Beautiful lakes up there. Welcome to Idaho. I am hand flying the airplane, although we do have it in the GPS mode. Let's get our course a little bit more visible. Right around the 5-mile range will work for us on this. I believe probably 9,000 will do the altitude for us. We did all of our checks earlier. We checked the weather. There is no fuel at Johnson Creek Airport, but we need to have enough fuel to fly back out. They have a little less than half tanks on each side, but that's going to be plenty of fuel. I have an STC on this airplane, so therefore I could use automotive fuel in the airplane. Once we get up to level cruise, I'll talk about Johnson Creek Airport a little bit. I will take a look at a little nav map. I'll show you our course. We'll take a look at the VFR sectional chart. And we'll take a look at some terrain clearance. Thoughts? Alright, let's do our cruise checks. Our climb checks are checked off. Cruises, let's make sure our lights are off. Instruments are in the green. We got fuel. We got oil temp, that's good. Oil pressure still good. And let's go ahead and lean the mixture out a bit. Now I have a little nav map going if I really needed to check out some terrain clearance thoughts. That's on 35 miles. I don't really like what I see in front of me. We're going to peel off to the right here just a little bit. I'll put the left and right screens up for a while. Some people say they need 3 cell phones. To watch my videos because I put the left view up there and the right view. I think one of the waypoints up this area is called, is it Saw? It's either Sawtooth or Sawmill, I forget. Beautiful terrain. Swing around here, look out. That's what I really see outside my left view. You see the peak of that mountain. Take a look at the back of the airplane here. Got my cargo nets and everything's looking pretty good. Better get back to my front view here. Hey, we didn't lose that much altitude. That's the weirdest thing to do is fly the airplane when you're looking backwards. Yeah, take a look at the right view. Beautiful scenery out there. One more check in here. Lights are off. Probably my strobes on. Headlights are on. Radios are on. Everything's in the green. Fuel selector is still on both. I'm just going to leave them where they're at. No need to change anything in the mountains right now. To creep up a little bit on the altitude just for this terrain area. Coming up to the 3rd waypoint. They bring in a little nav map for you here momentarily. Okay, we're almost there. You can see I'm a little bit to the right, of course. We took off from McCall here, coming in. I do want to get to the left because I know there's some more terrain. I'm going to grab the river when we get closer, fly that right down into Johnson Creek. Probably got about 15 minutes more to go. Beautiful terrain up here in Idaho, Alaska. Looks like our terrain is pretty good. Let me just bring it out a little bit further. 15 miles. We are not in danger. Let's go back to our course. As you see, let's get back up to waypoint 3. Well, start slowing down a bit. Oh, we're only doing 90. Johnson Creek Airport, that's what it's actually 3 Uniform 2 for the ICO number. It is a premier backcountry airstrip. It offers camping right on the airstrip, or near the airstrip. I wouldn't say on the airstrip, but you know, some people do camp right on the airstrip. I don't know if I would put my tent up next to my airplane alongside of the airport and the runway. I think we need to turn a bit right here now. The Johnson Creek Airport, it's located in the Frank Church Wilderness in Idaho. It's at an elevation about 4,900 feet. The airstrip, it features a 3,400 foot runway. And I know it has an 8 to 12% upslope gradient, so it generally runs east and west. Landings are typically westbound, and departures, takeoffs are going to be eastbound. So yeah, runway 17 westbound and runway 1735 would be eastbound, and that's due to the surrounding terrain and the slope. The slope actually aids in deceleration, but it requires careful planning, especially for takeoff. In the summer, got to be real careful because of, you guessed it, density, altitude, high temperatures, high elevation. Lots of flying considerations to take into consideration. Mountain flying, it's challenging, and you want to have a solid backcountry experience. Probably some of those areas of expertise will be slow flight, because you're going to fly the plane in there as slow as you can, mostly. Definitely need to know your performance limits. Definitely make sure that everything is upkept on your airplane. Probably advisable to have at least 180 horsepower on a heavier airplane if you're going in on a 170. Or even a 180B, whatever you got, 182. Now we're up in this river area, so we're going to start descending down here to see if we can hook up with the river. Probably just off to our right-hand side in this. If we follow this canyon area, I don't know if I can put my pointer up in here, so we want to get right in here somewhere. We're not very far from the airport now. Usually first-time visitors, I would highly advise that they go in with a flight instructor. And if you're not going to use a flight instructor, don't take any. There's a grass strip right down there. Circle around here to get back to the airport for our chosen flight direction. Okay, perfect. So it was a real quick trip, I told you. I usually like to come up in the valley. I did one flight in a different airplane here just to overfly it, and I remember turning around in the valley, and I thought, no, next time I'm going to stay at altitude, I then descend down to the airport in the valley instead of trying to do a turn in the valley. Okay, starting to descend, mixture's going forward. I'm putting the lights on. I'm listening to communications. Sun is setting. We're going to land the airplane and we're going to go into the wilderness and set up, I'm looking for the runway now, set up our campsite. Okay, we're going in. I'm going to start slowing down here as best I can. Carburetor heat on. Just ahead of us is a little square strip. That's where we're going to put it down. I'm going to roll in about 55 if I can maintain that. Use my power to control rate of descent. Gas is on, undercarriage down, compass, lights on. Communications. Runway is clear. Once we clear that little ridge in front of us, then we'll dive down. We got to really take care of our energy here. Prefer to be a little bit on the slower side. I'm going to come in full flaps now. That'll give me a slower speed because when I drop the nose, the airspeed's going to increase a little bit. And that could be a make it or break it deal. Planning on a go around. Gas, undercarriage, mixture, props in, bring the mixture up. Just a bit there. Airspeed's good, nailed on 50. Sometimes wildlife could be present on the runway. Bear, elk, occasional dinosaur. Check my brakes. Now those big trees really at the approach end are not there. I would assume they would get rid of something like that. Now my nose is going to come down, my power is going to come down. Really keeping a check on my airspeed. Picture looks good. Runway's clear. Little bit of a crosswind. Carburetor heat's on. We're going to go right between those two trees. go park for camping. Just enough daylight left that we can put our tent up, get some firewood. I actually brought some firewood with me so I don't have to do too much of that. Let's go find a parking place. Park right over there. I thought I had a belly pod on, but I guess I don't. Not for this trip. Okay, well, we're done here. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go camping now. Let's hike in, get our tent set up, get some fire going, and then in the morning we'll be back and we'll chop some more wood. See you then. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get our tent set up while I still got some daylight. Temperatures are a bit chilly. Probably we'll hike out in the morning to do some photography, but we'll hike into the tent here and get things set up. We'll see you then. Ooh, it's cold. Getting warmer. I always roll these up this way. Some people say, oh no, roll it the other way. You know why? Because in the wintertime, some of the bigger tents on the side, if you roll them up this way, the water goes in here and actually spills out this way when it falls out. If you have it rolled the other way, the water will come down and stream over top of it and go right down here. So why not create kind of like a water, you know, like on the side of your house, and it comes in here. Now that's not my technique. That's from Jeremy of Lonewolf 902. I learned that from his YouTube channel. So roll these up, create a drain spout, a water spout, and then anything that falls will go to the side of your opening here. Morning wouldn't be complete without a good little swallow of orange juice. And we're cleaning the cast iron grill. The cast iron pan for my eggs and bacon. Fire's roaring. It's a bit warmer in the tent now. This is a hot tent. That's the stack. Let's see if we can grab a little bit of heat coming out of that sucker. Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's pretty dry wood, so it's not smoking. I'm gonna have to replace this pipe eventually. Here's the view of the hot tent on a cold, clear blue sky, but it's gonna warm up pretty quick. There's the trail. I'll just take you for a little walk. Did I welcome you to Flight Quest 40? Actually, I should call this Ground Quest. I'll be doing some pre-springtime photography a little bit later on, as I do it for stock photography. I belong to multiple agencies. Many of you may have already purchased a picture I shot. I don't know. But that's the trail leading down. That's my property. I can't count acres off. But I am in the midst of about 500 acres. And it doesn't look too steep from the camera view, but it is steep. It's just a beautiful, quiet morning when I stop talking. The trees are just starting to bud. So that's the view of the forest I live in. These trails I often use with my quad. As well, I am a runner. I have run marathons. I have run half marathons. I run 5Ks, 10Ks. Not often as much. My age has kind of slowed me down. But I don't run the roads anymore. I have this trail I created around my property. It's kind of hard to see walking into the sun. And then we're going to go back to cooking. Again, my name is Steve. Welcome to Flight Quest 40. Let's take a look at this trail leading up to my tent. Hats off to you. I walk alone with my shadow. Green Day. Well, it's time to cook. Of course, first thing is change hats. Time to put the Top Gun hat on. And yes, I did wash my hands. My cat, he tends to find me in the forest. He's probably on his way now. He can hear the crisp of the bacon and the rattle of the bag. And guess who just showed up? Here you go, Ebony. Actually, his name is Mischievous. Hey, buddy. Where you been? Come here. Oh, say hello to the world out there. You want some bacon? Yeah, that looks good, huh? This is Mischievous. Yeah, what's up there, buddy? Show everybody your yellow eyes. Yeah, you want some bacon, don't you? Okay. Hang out there. Ebony. Ebony. Here. Want some Skittles? Come on, baby. Right here, Ebony. Very important when you're doing cast iron cooking. Kind of adjust the heat a little bit by where I place the cooker. This is the scary part. Then I take this pan, place that right over there. And no, there is no vodka in here. Refreshing. I like to put water in my eggs because I like my eggs over easy and I like to dip my toast. I break the yolks every time I flip them, so if I put some water in there it kind of steams the top of the eggs. But I think we're going to do a flip here because we should be okay. Maybe not. And one more look at the eggs. I know it doesn't look very healthy with all that grease. Trust me, I don't eat every meal like this, just breakfast. Just a little forest dirt. Put that right there. And now get some bacon. Some grease drip off there.